They have a 500 record versus TKN. That's for darn sure. And again, a new partnership for Rebecca and Carol, as they have only played 3 events together. This is their 4th. They have lost 1 match in this tournament, and that was to the Clingers, which was in the round of 12, and then they got the lucky loser bid to find themselves back in the finals, Rich.
Yeah, if you're a religious viewer, you like to believe in the resurrection. And on Easter Sunday, what better way to close it out than the team that rose from the dead, coming all the way through to the top of the podium. But if you're a little more secular, you like to believe in the consistency and the dominance of the American squad, right? Because they very rarely find themselves, especially in a gold medal match, not atop the podium. They just keep doing it and keep doing it, the Americans.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, the consistency of this American team. They took a silver in Saquarema. They took a 3rd in Quintana Roo to start the year. Of course, they finished the year in the finals in Doha with that gold medal, as we see Kristen Nuss, one of the speediest, most creative shot maker that we have on the women's side.
Fleet of foot, a good way to describe her. Her reading ability paired with that speed is a beauty to behold defensively.
It's a real pleasure to watch these two play, and her partner, Taryn Brasher, a monster up the net, got a great wrist, excellent vision, but can really bring the pain when she needs to. And we'll let Maradona give the grand intro for these two athletes. Carolina Salgado finding a new home with Rebecca, 37 years young, 21 seasons on the Beach Pro Tour. A lot of volleyball being played by Miss Carolina Salgado.
It was awesome to see her in the Olympic Games last summer. It was a long, long time coming for a player as skilled as Carolina, and for as long as she's been doing it.
And Rebecca Cavalcanti, also an Olympian, 31 years young, 13 seasons on the Beach Pro Tour. They have an actually excellent energy and vibe on their side of the net. We talked about that with teams. We just saw Beast and Emmy Van Driel. That is such a unstatic, aspect of teams, that cohesiveness, that energy on the court.
Certainly one of those intangibles that plays a huge part in a 2-person sport. Just a pair of you out there, and so if there's any little hiccups in your team chemistry, it can wreak havoc, but not the case for either of these teams.
Gold medal match here in Brasilia. It's Brazil in the green tops and America in the pink. Get things underway. Nice touch there off the net. It's going to come back over here. Free ball for Brasher. Brasher listening to her partner on the high line call. You'll hear a lot of that communication from Nuss and Brasher.
Watch the semifinal showdown between these two teams in Mexico a couple weeks ago. It was almost exclusively pole defense for Brazil against Nuss. I think it's going to be a little bit of a different story here today. We'll see how that develops.
Ooh, what a scoop there. And then the option, perfect dig option from Brasher goes down.
Taryn turns back around to find an argument going on between Carolina and the officials. Can't understand why Carolina, I think, thought there was a net fault, none detected.
Back to Carol they go. And another deep heater, but this time not dug from Nuss. But yeah, like you said, Carol and Rebecca kind of put a thrashing on Brasher and Nuss, 21-17, 21-11, in some squirrely conditions. Super windy, made the shot-making ability of Nuss very limited, and that pull dig defense that Brazil implemented worked to perfection. And there is Nuss just working to the small line there.
Yeah, it's going to be a different story because wind, not a big part of our matches here in Brasilia. Not a lot of breeze in this walled-off stadium court, and so the service reception is so good for Kristen Nuss. She's going to be in good hitting position more often than not.
Nice cut shot from Carol there, fast to the sand. pass from Nuss. There's the pull from Carolina, and it's maybe a second late, but part of the plan.
Yeah, I like the timing of that, but Kristen does a really nice job going kind of up the middle instead of right at the body of Carolina. You see, once those arms get wide, much more difficult to dig as the retreating blocker.
Angle rip from Rebecca. First swing out the gates. I think she had a good warm-up, Coach.
It's got their solar panels out with this sunshine. No shortage of power. Stadium court.
Just soaking up all the rays of sunshine. A couple rows in the stadium getting a little bit of sunshine as well. It is toasty out here in Brasilia. It's 80 degrees, feeling more like 84 with some humidity sprinkled in. The short serve, nice pickup for Brasher. And Brasher just trying to find the court. That one misses wide.
I like the good aggressive attempt. Ball just got a little left of her head, I guess, kind of on that side of her body, and so she over-rotates.
Quick pass, Brasher. Excellent little off speed, keeping it high, out of the way of those hands from Carol.
It's a little bit of almost an unspoken nod to how good Kristen's been at siding out of the gate, that they've already moved on to Taryn to try and see if they can't find some points over there, Brazil.
No question. Girl gonna chip to the line. Nice run from Nuss. Chance here in transition. She's gonna go back to the high line in return. Whatever you could do, I can do better, says Nuss.
Really nice switch up tactically as well. Taryn jumping big into that hard cross-court swing that Carolina likes. Kristen able to time that line run down beautifully.
6-4 USA. And that play was set up perfectly. The 3 block was the call for Brasher, but better offense.
She kind of did that little juke step to her left and then back to the line too. Carolina able to find a little low window.
Nuss coming up on the pull, going to the jumbo. Good balance from Rebecca. Good patience on the dig for Nuss, but it comes over the net. Nuss there again. This time a chance in transition, just outside the body from Kristen Nuss. Too good.
I love just the balance defensively. Kristen Nuss, she just kind of slides into position, doesn't overcommit herself. She's just kind of prepared for anything that's going to come. Knows a lot of over on ones, over on twos are going to be coming her way on the side of Brazil. Does a great job balancing the court.
Carol inside. And Carol, a little misstep there, and that swing, then the line goes right in the middle of the net.
It looked like maybe that set was a little more inside than she wanted, and that is a tough task to take an inside set and bring it all the way back to the line.
USA get their first 3-point lead in this gold medal match. Sort of dropping quickly. It's going to create an overpass, bounce down, population Brasher.
Unanimously elected mayor.
So 9-5, USA's defensive presence causing some trouble here for Brazil as they struggle to find the sand against the United States.
Yeah, some good serving, just kind of relentless pressure, nothing wild, but they're making Brazil earn everything they get, which is a lot to be said for that. And then some good tactical switches here and there as well from the Americans. Have themselves in a pretty comfortable position early set 1.
Yeah, different environment, like we've said in the previous meetings for these two teams here in Brasilia. We're dealing with a little bit of heat, not a lot of wind, so different sand depths as well. It's unique, every venue a little bit unique, and the athletes have to make those adjustments. And luckily at this point in the tournament, these athletes are pretty dialed in terms of those conditions.
Pretty used to it. That's a little bit of something that's going to go kind of unspoken. Certainly won't find it on the stat sheet. The Americans, by getting out to this lead and applying this pressure to the Brazilians, kind of quieting this crowd too, which makes it all the more difficult on Brazil to try and work their way back.
Yeah, when you play Brazil at home, you're dealing with 3 players, not just 2. Good poke over from Carolina, finds the sand cleanly.
Good switch up from Brazil there. Kind of missing their last couple of attempts from the left side, so gives the USA a different look.
Back to Nuss they go. Nuss going to work out of the middle of the court. And Nuss finds the seam. And Carol a little frustrated with herself maybe on that one, but good shot, good option, good swing, excuse me.
Really good shot, good pass, good set, and a wide open net for Nuss. This is a little bit jumpy, the sand.
Yes.
She's going to be able to spring and hammer pretty well out here.
Rebecca from the right. And Rebecca deceptively down the line, just around the block of Brasher.
Just wiggling past the left hand.
Rebecca going back to that jump serve. Nuss. Chip into the line, excellent touch. Just the ball control on display right now from the United States is exquisite.
Yeah, it starts with the service reception of Kristen Nuss. She's just putting everything in perfect position. Taryn's got the great hands out there, and then it's just surgical precision.
Roll into the platform of Nuss. Good effort here from Brasher to keep this one alive. That one is not coming back from Rebecca.
I like it though. The effort to extend rallies tends to pay dividends down the road, even if it doesn't on that particular play. Great effort from the Americans. Good response from Brazil.
And the option kill from Rebecca is what was so clean and crisp yesterday in their match versus AP and Duda, which I think kind of gave them the advantage. See if they can control some of these serves and find Rebecca on that option even more. 8 serving 11. Nuss having to work all the way across the court to get that pass. Good calm pull from Brasher. The over on 1 is not put down. Brasher another return, that one up the seam. The unrelenting effort here from the United States.
Wow. Just scrappy from both sides, but I love, you called it the calm dig of Taryn Brasher. That's such a great lesson if you're a young player, to not be kind of hyper reactionary to anything that comes at you.
Yes.
Ball kind of caught her lower than she was expecting, just kind of left her arm there to rebound the ball off of it.
12 serving 8 United States. And right on cue, the option going down for Rebecca, back to the line. No one over there for the United States.
That of which you speak, Kyle.
Every once in a while, we know what we're talking about here in the booth. Yeah, thanks for your patience with us, volleyball fans. You know, still new to the sport a little bit.
Consider ourselves the broken clocks of beach volleyball commentary. At least twice a day, we're going to be right.
See Canadian Brian Hebert up on the stand, and Osvaldo on the sand, managing the on-court net violations underneath, giving a little point to the fans at home, saying thank you for tuning in. You're doing great. Thumbs up. Thanks, Osvaldo. I think we're doing all right as well. We're having fun here. We just love our job. We love talking about volleyball. We're so spoiled to be sitting courtside in Brazil at this elite event, the gold medal match, seeing two of the best teams in the world battle it out.
Yeah, not a better vantage point than what we're blessed to have here, directly behind the end line, sand level.
And all the sounds, all the sand rolling into our tent. On the tech, Brazil need to find a little bit of energy here. That's a good start with that serve. Brasher from off the net. Excellent hand dig from Carol. How about that set there from Rebecca from the end line, sends it 40 feet up to the net for her partner.
I mean, it was an unbelievable set from deep from Kristen Nuss as well, and Brasher hammered it, but Carolina with an unbelievable overhand dig. That put away there for Brazil.
Brasher to the line, perfectly placed. Both Brazilian players in the angle. Another look at it, feathery touch from Brasher. That ball and a little bit of movement on it. Oh my goodness, scooping the heat from Carroll. Gonna come back over. Oh my, the fans love that. Bing dong, bing bing bong play there from Brazil.
That was the onomatopoeia play of the day right there. Kyle Friend. Just great layout to keep it alive from Rebecca, and then the kind of reactionary poke to the deep part of the court. Carolina gets it done.
Brasher going to work overhead this time. Pass cut, nice pickup. And that option from Carroll is a little awkward, it's a little low contact, trying to just get it over the net.
Just trying to guide it to that deep corner. I think Kristen spotted it quickly that it was going to go long. She didn't even make a move, which is usually indicative that she knows what the result is.
She just knows the trajectory of the ball so well. Nice deep serve of Carroll. Kristen sliding in for the dig. She's going to work out of the middle. She's trying to go up the middle with the swing, and it misses long, but Nuss putting herself in excellent positions defensively, just balanced. That ball seems to be just finding her platform left and right.
Yeah, she controls it so beautifully. That set, I think, just drifted a little bit back off the net, further than she wanted it.
No one up and at the face of Carroll, not able to get her hands on that one.
A little buzz cut. Taking the visor with it on its way by.
The dropping serve from Nuss, and that option again. Rebecca perfect right now on her options.
It's wild. She's almost more powerful and rhythmic on those second ball swings than she is in traditional serve receive.
And those balls even harder to track. If they come high, they have a ton of backspin on them. You got to really wrap your hand around it.
And they have to come across her body as a righty on the right side.
Switch sides, Brazil down just due, plenty of time left in this first set in our opening set of our gold medal match. We'll attack Brasher again. Brasher trying to go cross court with pace and sails it wide, so a break here for Brazil.
And I like this tactical switch up from Brazil because they've been going a little bit more at Taryn. She's not quite as steady in serve receive as Kristen Nuss, so obviously she can be a little bit more devastating physically, offensively. But if the sets are kind of out of system, you can maybe get some errors here and there like we saw that last play.
Brasher going to work out of the middle now. Cut shot is dug. Chance for Rebecca in transition to tie this up. You better believe it. Oh, it is pure from Rebecca.
And at 9-5, the Americans had silenced the crowd pretty well, but at 15 all, they are fully engaged in trying to spur their ladies on to victory here in this first set.
Line box is the call. Rebecca waving that right hand. She wants the ball back on Brasher. Oh, and it's going to be an ace. That one wiggling and dancing across the net. And it's an ace for Carroll and a timeout immediately for the United States.
Yeah, tough, flat float serves from Carolina, causing some trouble for the USA.
Even one of the best teams in the world can struggle to pass this Mikasa ball. If you hit it right, it will do some wild things across the net, just catching different air pockets. Again, we're at altitude here in Brasilia, 3,800 feet, even greater than Stade, Switzerland, one of our premier events on the Beach Pro Tour. And so kind of unique. We're not in the mountains necessarily, but we're high up. Cardio coming into play, a little bit of movement on the serve, creating some challenges for some players. Brasher and Nuss trying to hit the cycle to start this year. Started with a third in Quintana Roo, a second last week in Saquarema, and would love to finish this 2-week span in Brazil with a gold medal.
Be quite the start to an elite summer for the Americans, and that's kind of what we've come to expect from them, which is saying a lot because this women's field just keeps getting deeper and deeper.
Excellent time out. That serve misses quite wide for Carol.
Yeah, along those lines of medals, however, this is just the 4th tournament for this Brazilian pair, looking for their 2nd gold medal.
Yes. Good start for both these teams, why they find themselves here in the gold medal match. Deep heater from Carol around the block of Brasher.
Pace and depth, almost always a good combination.
Yes. 17-16, Brazil up 1. Brasher overhead. Good pull from Carol. It's gonna be a chance for Brazil to go up 2. Not yet, says Kristen Nuss. Kristen Nuss at the face of Carol, and she can't control it. Huge defensive play for the United States.
Yeah, Kristen reading that middle swing beautifully. And I love how they push the tempo in their transition game, too. Everything kind of gets pushed towards that left front part of the court, but you see Kristen slide with Taryn so that they can keep that tempo, keep that pressure on the Brazilian defense.
17 all. Carol looking angle and a beautiful little baby line shot over Brasher. You're gonna look at it. Nice aggressive arm swing. Coach, you love to see that.
Yeah, she never gets shortchanged on momentum in her approach, Carolina.
(17) First set wrapping up. Oh, and it's an ace for Brasher right off the platform from Carol.
That margin for error is remarkably thin on those passes. You know, I mean, it's literally the difference between maybe a little bit of weight on your heel versus weight on your toe kind of a thing.
No question. Better pass from Brasher this time. Need a big side out here for the United States, and Brasher sneaks it line, slithering it around Carol.
Great response and great balance on that service reception that time from Taryn.
Can USA come up with a stop here? Carol out wide. She's gonna poke Jumbo. Not good enough. Nuss is there, galloping up to her spot. She's gonna try to go Jumbo. It's dug from Rebecca. Nuss ready for that high line. She puts up Brasher, who just cuffs it to the sharp angle. What a touch for Brasher.
That was fascinating, too. We had such a great look at that. As that ball gets touched at the net by Taryn, Kristen has to do all the calculations on where to put that second contact. Has a window about, you know, a foot by a foot. Lines it right in there for the perfect little baby cut.
Goodness, the 180 over the shoulder. No approach needed for Brasher. It's all tied up, 19 apiece. Nice soft touch there from Brasher to slow that option down. And Rebecca goes right back to it. She kind of turns her shoulders to look like she's going to go line there and changes it.
Yeah, the confidence with which Rebecca's operating in those option plays, off the charts.
Brasher out of the middle. She's going to try and poke deep. That was close, but that lands in for Brasher and Nuss.
Yeah, almost put a little too much oomph on that one.
Tough float serve. Scooping is Nuss. What a dig. Can she turn this one? She's trying to go to the cut. It's dug from Rebecca. Chance here over on one, and it's a net violation from Carol. Ooh, boy.
How about the defensive movement, the preemptive defensive movement from Kristen Nuss? Just sliding towards that middle, sort of reading the situation, and then the attack, scooping a critical ball there for her squad.
Now, Nuss and Brasher with their first set point, and it's an ace on their first opportunity to take this first set. Oh boy, how the tables have turned, Rich, in that first one.
Yeah, that's kind of the assassin-like mindset that the American duo has, right? A little frustrated with themselves, perhaps, that they let a lead slip away, but they just kind of re-engage, never are out of it. And they have that ultimate confidence that they can score points when they need to, and they did.
Yeah, they got plenty of reps being down yesterday to Vies and Emmy. And again, they talked about it in the postgame about all the trust that they have in each other, and they kind of play with that confidence and that trust. And as we look at our statistics here, just one block for Brasher, 2 service aces for Carol and Rebecca, 3 errors. Efficient, high-level volleyball being played. That's what you expect here in a gold medal match.
Yeah, very, very clean volleyball. And kind of in our last match, we saw a lot of service errors. The error numbers were really high, but both of these teams making the others play, making them earn everything they're going to get out there. And the Americans, especially late, doing a great job of that.
Yeah, we'll keep reiterating the defensive movements from Kristen Nuss and how she pops into the right spot. And it's not like she's outstretched or reaching. She doesn't need to, because that ball is just within that 1 foot vicinity of her body because of how prepped she is. Start of set number 2. And it's an errant pass from Carol, and it's back-to-back aces here for Kristen Nuss. And the Rebecca wants the glasses white after the break. I don't think she's earned it yet.
Yeah. Sometimes we get a little wild with the time protocols, but our officials do a great job keeping things consistent.
Good hustle here for United States. That ball's going to come back over. And the option swing again from Rebecca goes down. This time, Nuss not able to get the scoop.
Yeah, great reaction play from Taryn just to find that and get it over the net, but good awareness as well from Carolina to see it coming, put a ball up for her partner on 2.
Deep float from Rebecca. Pass for Brasher. That shot is dug. Chance for Rebecca in transition, and she's going to find hands. She will not. That one will go long.
Right, the deep corner, but didn't quite get it corner enough, so it goes slightly long of the end line.
Brasher, tough float serve, catching Carolina. Full layout, and it's another ace off Carolina's platform.
The Americans, not typically known as the most difficult serving team, really finding a way to kind of flatten out their float serves here. Caused some issues for the service reception of Brazil.
Better pass this time. What a left-handed dig from Nuss. Unreal. Just magic, Rich, from Kristen Nuss.
One arm lefty spear perfection, and then the crossbody sizzle to the line. Unbelievable stuff from Kristen Nuss, and she is diving right now. That lady loves it.
That's our medical provider, Emma. They're out here supporting all of our USA athletes. And Nuss just doing Nuss things. Good soft touch. Nuss is there again. Of course she is. What a play from Brasher. Gonna poke to the jumbo, and it goes down. scrappy as can be. United States gritty and grinding their way here in the second set.
Yeah, that's a tremendous reaction play again from Taryn to kind of have that ball slip in between your arms in the net and have the wherewithal to get the fist down low to get that second contact.
Such a difficult play to make if you're Brasher.
It's never easy to kill the ball against this American pair.
Question. Service pressure getting ramped up as well. We talk about the United States not being the most dominant service team, but sometimes enough float and wiggle on these Mikasa balls can really cause some trouble. But it's the defensive presence of the United States forcing Brazil to do something else, be perfect, find some other way to score, because if Brasher doesn't touch it, Nuss is digging everything.
Yeah. And one of the things I like about the kind of added service pressure that the Americans have managed to find is that they're not pairing that with an elevated number of service errors.
Yes.
Right? So the pressure remains relentless, and if you shank one or two balls, you love nothing more than to see a serve go out, so you can have a little bit of a breather. But if you never get that breather, it just mounts and mounts and mounts on your psyche.
Yeah. Compounding effect of service pressure. Back out of the timeout. Carroll faking behind, going in front. And there's some movement, little different look that time offensively for Brazil.
Carolina saying you can't triple stand, but double stand.
Yeah, having to do some unique routes to find some clean kills against this laser-focused United States team right now. 2-serving-5. Brasher, good pass. Brasher going sharp to the angle, out of reach of the outstretched left arm of Rebecca.
Yeah, to be fair, we don't want to, count our chickens too early. We're singing the United States praises at 6-2, but they were up 9-5 and looking pretty comfortable in set number one. And Brazil came all the way back and pushed them to the brink.
No question. There's plenty of time left in this one. And guess who's there? Nuss, another one. Can she put this one down? Trying to go over on one is Rebecca, and I don't know if it was needed, Rich.
Not needed. I think, that was a good opportunity to just kind of go bump set spike. It was right in Rebecca's lap. But that can be at times the byproduct of the relentless pressure that the Americans are applying. You feel like you have to press outside the boundaries of comfort a little bit.
Good option dig, and the over on two. I like the idea, though, from Brasher, but it goes long.
Off her arms, I thought that was fine to buckle in the corner.
Yes,
Just barely misses, but that was a tremendous rundown. Again, Kristen Nuss with the spear. Brazil has to be very happy that that missed. Our director taunting us with the acai he's got, and we don't, Kyle.
Indeed, as Brasher puts up a smooth high line there. Another look at it. She's scoring rather efficiently on that shot. And 8-3 is our score. Getting Carolina all the way to the sideline. Ricochet it through. There's another play at the net. Option, nice balance from Nuss. Can she put this one away? It's a tight ball. Cut shot is dug. Nobody up for Carolina. And that is going to go down, much to the chagrin of Nuss and Brasher.
Even that didn't go down to the sand cleanly. Kristen crashes with her hands up, ready for the straight down bang from Carolina.
Nothing dropping on the side of the United States cleanly.
They're really finding that flat float serve wide to the left side of Carroll pretty consistently. And very difficult for her to get comfortable offensively.
Deep float. Pressure out of the middle. She hears the call change to angle, but she just misses the poke. The break for Brazil.
Sometimes I think that's a harder one to adjust on the fly, the knuckle poking, right? If you have your hand open, you got a little greater surface area to work with.
Stay on Brasher. She goes to the line, nice dig, trying to go over her shoulder for the option kill. It's not going to go down on Nuss. Nuss going jumbo, nice turn and run from Rebecca. Oh my goodness. That was an explosive swing from Rebecca.
She had the run-up of the full length of the court after chasing down the jumbo, and holy moly.
Unbelievable power on that rip from Rebecca. I think it has to be the hardest hit I've seen in this tournament on the women's side.
And that was annihilated, and that's exactly what Brazil needed at this point in the match, and certainly they need to find a little bit more of that, but 8-6, they get it close.
Yes.
In better position than they were in set number 1, and they came all the way back and had a shot late, so this thing far from over, even as well as the Americans are playing.
Nice three-point run from Brazil in this one. Scrappy play from both teams. We got plenty of time left in this second set. Our gold medal match. Medal rounds going on all day long. We've already had our bronze awarded to AG and Duda as they take down Beast and Eddie Van Driel. Two more medals to be handed out after this one. What color to be determined still.
It's nice to be in this final match because you know you're getting a medal.
Brasher out of the timeout. Line is dug from Rebecca. She's been bringing gas. She continues to bring the heat, this time up the seam.
Now, if you're Taryn Brasher out there, I think you just need to remind yourself that you're more physical than anyone else on the court. So there's no need to kind of dance around. Just give them the heavy stuff.
Run continues for Brazil. Inside set, Brasher going down the line. I think that one is long, Rich.
They'll challenge just to give themselves a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, no question. And again, the service pressure here for Brazil creates just a little off pass, kind of cramping Brasher on that left side of the court. A lot of room to work with.
Brian Hebert up top does confirm that it is long, so we are all tied up.
5 point
It felt like the Americans were kind of running away with this just a few moments ago, and now it feels like they're scrambling to find a side out.
Make it 6 in a row now for Brazil. And luckily for the United States, they're only down 1 because they had such a large lead. But 6 points in a row, Brazil feeling confident, feeling themselves right now.
Now, we talked at the end of the first set about their confidence in themselves and their ability to score points. But having said that, they don't want to necessarily test that out all the time, dig themselves unnecessary holes.
Lefty, nice cover here from Nuss. Nobody up, what can she do? It's dug, but it drifts underneath the net for Rebecca. And USA scrambling to find some points inside out.
The quality of contact off the arms of Kristen Nuss is so astounding. Laying out over her head for that cover ball, she gets it right to her partner. Taryn puts up a beautiful tight bump set with no one there.
And we're all tied up again after a big run from Brazil. The set over, Nuss makes a great read. And that one is out of bounds, no touch for United States. Nuss was ready. How did she know that set over was coming, Rich?
Yeah, it's all that preemptive work we talk about, right? She's just kind of constantly shuffling herself into good starting positions from which to make those great reads she makes. And that time she just crashes on that short on-2 overset.
When Rebecca trying to go a little off-speed pokey to the angle. I don't know if it was going to drop. Nuss was on her way to collect. So now a three-point run on the side of the United States. Carroll all the way out wide. Nuss is going to get there. It's going to create an excellent option opportunity. What control from Kristen Nuss. And 6-point run for Brazil, and USA says, well, we got a 4-point run in our back pocket as well.
Yeah, they don't like to always put themselves in those positions, but they're prepared. And that, again, the quality of the contact, right? Not easy to adjust your position when the ball hops off the top of the tape and changes direction. But the balance so good for Kristen Nuss that she can make all those directional changes and still come up with that perfect set to her partner.
Into our technical timeout. And kind of similar vibes to the end of set one, where it was very difficult for Brazil to find a sand, find some clean kills. Nuss and Brasher have turned up the defensive intensity again. And as you know, volleyball is a game of runs, a game of momentum, and the momentum has now shifted to the side of Brasher and Nuss.
These teams starting to know one another quite well, playing each other in some pivotal moments in tournaments. Very difficult for either team to side out consistently well against the other, it seems.
Deep float serve, nice fight off, and creates a tight pass. Are you kidding me? Rebecca just going off on the options.
Defies logic. She had a long way to run, still manages to find some elevation, and that whip of an arm coming through.
Stays clean on the net, goes vertical. My goodness, so impressive. Brasher gonna work this way, and she works it off the hands of Carroll.
Yeah, kind of like we were talking about before, though. I mean, she's just more physical than everyone else out there at her height, so use that to your advantage. Good job that time.
Carroll bang into the sharp angle, and Nuss not able to scoop that one.
Yeah, that's just a really good swing from Carroll, finding a little extra angle closer to the sideline. But anything in the meat of the court right now, Nuss is gobbling it up.
11th serving 13. If you're just joining us, United States takes set number one in a wild comeback, 20-20. Battling here in set number one, and there's the heat, Rich. There's the aggressive swing you're talking about with Brasher. That one drifting the way of Carroll. She takes it, and that one off the tape for Brasher. She makes the right move. Just a little bit of misdirection off that swing.
Carroll and Taryn both great pole diggers, but such a difficult task when you're kind of expecting one tempo from an attack coming at your face, and then it changes direction and tempo off the top of the tape.
So dropping short, good save here from Nuss. Off the bicep of Rebecca. Oh my! Unbelievable play at the net. The 180 little poke slap back from Carroll.
And not only a phenomenal find from Carroll, but to know which part of the court was empty and be able to put it there. Oh, look, that is fantastic stuff.
Yeah, her eye work tracking that ball. Brasher out of the middle. Brasher just a little off speed into the angle. Rebecca frustrated with herself.
Yeah, they were lined up for the heater coming Rebecca's way. Just extending over the top.
On the switch. Down the line with pace. Does Nuss get that with her foot?
It did hit her foot.
My goodness.
It didn't pop up very high, but you could hear it contact her foot. She looked around as if to say, hey, where did it go? I got that.
Unbelievable. But good swing from Curl, trying to find some space down the line, bring some extra heat. Anything slower, Nuss is probably there. Line to line on Brasher. Trouble on this pass. Unreal set from Kristen Nuss. The full layout run through puts it up perfectly on a silver platter for Brasher.
I mean, that's a pivotal point in this second set as well, because if that doesn't go the way of the Americans, it's a tie ball game, and much like we saw in the first, maybe the Brazilians are finding a little bit of a second win. Now the Americans able to maintain that 2-point advantage.
Good balance, Nuss on the option from Rebecca. Rebecca gets stuck up at the net, and Nuss takes advantage. Just a little cuff to the line for the kill. Rebecca's been so perfect. Carroll out of the middle. And trying to sneak it around Brasher. Brasher pointing to the ground, letting everybody know that that block is in the court. And that little line chip goes off the hands of Brasher.
Just missing the big right palm. Taryn Brasher at the net. Sneaky work of Rebecca.
15. This a very important side out for the United States. Brasher from the left. Brasher trying to go sharp angle and surprise. Carroll's been a little quiet at the net blocking. Clutch block for Carroll.
Clutch indeed. I like the swing from Taryn Brasher. Stay aggressive, and it was a great pass, great situation to do that. Just a good move and a great blocker in Carolina.
Back to Brasher they go. Brazil find another one. Oh my goodness, you better believe it. Back-to-back blocks from Carroll, and Brazil are right back in this gold medal match, Rich.
Wow. Not what we expected on two perfect passes from Brasher on some tough serves. Carolina laying down the law at the net.
She needed it most. We switch sides. Deep float again from Rebecca. Where does Brasher go here? Heavy into the angle, and that whizzes by Rebecca for the 2-point lead.
I like it. No let up on the side of the USA. Still with that 2-point advantage, so you know, they can side their way out, but they'd love to get an insurance point right here.
Carroll from the right. Scooping is Nuss, perfect dig. Where does she go? Carroll with her pull dig. Big swing here, another dig from Nuss. Can she put this one away?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my. Unbelievable volleyball being played right now on Stadium Court.
The digs from Nuss are interstellar. Out of this world, Kyle. I mean, that right there, the one-arm lefty spear right in the lap of her partner. And that, oh, devastating for the Americans. They still can side their way out, though. Just a quick regroup. Man, this is a spectacle.
The heart rate wasn't elevated before. It is sure up now. BPM's at an all-time high. 18 serving 19. Oh, and Brasher over-rotates. And she's looking for a net. She's not going to get it, though. Unforced error for Brasher, and we're all tied up.
19s. I mean, we're going to see some drama late again in set number 2, Kyle.
The fans have come alive. Overhead, Brasher. Chipping to the line. This one does not miss. Perfectly placed in the corner.
Some poise by the Americans. I like it around to the right. It's a match point, Kyle, a gold medal point for the USA. Does Kristen have one or more phenomenal digs in her.
The chest of Carroll to survive. Oh, you better believe it. Can Nuss put this one away?
She does.
Oh, my goodness.
It's unbelievable the quality of defense Kristen Nuss was playing. I mean, she was like the Death Star and everyone else was caught in her tractor beam. Everything coming the way of Kristen Nuss. What a phenomenal performance. And you have to applaud Brazil as well, right? I mean, just unbelievable grit.